For those of you that are new, thank you so much for stopping by, checking me out. And for those of you that have been with me on this journey, thank you for coming back and taking a look and see what's happening today. But this publishing channel has a little twist. It is not going to be just books and journals. It is basically paper-based stuff because we publish it. And I want it to be about publishing, from PDFs to coloring pages and all of that stuff, things like that we actually do print, publish. I wanted to talk about how I come up with the ideas for my books, journals, because a lot of times people are just stuck. I'm going to talk one more time about my children's book series. And the reason for that is that's the biggest thing that I took what was happening around me to inspire me to write the book. And when I actually started out, it was only supposed to be one. And then, I started looking at different things and decided to make it a series. I did not think that I would write a children's book that would be published. I may have thought about it like years and years ago. I don't know really if I could do that. But nowadays, because we have AI and all of that to kind of help us with our ideas, notice I said help. I didn't say necessarily do. Okay. We can now, create a book. So and let me say, for those of you that have been on this journey with me, you've heard the story about why I created this children's series. Why is it about what it is about? So, this part of the video, it's okay if you're not really listening totally. I forgive you. But for the rest of you, I'm going to tell this little story because it does kind of help you decide on how you're going to write your book, journal, whatever it is. Okay, so my first book in the children's series, and I'm sorry, I'm about to mix them up. Fix my jacket. Okay. Is Palo and Kas, A Lesson in Beauty. And yes, this is the not for resale. This is the proof right here. And then my second one in the series is Palo and Kas Storm. Okay. I am in the process of writing book 3, which hopefully, and I'm going to hold myself to this, and you all can hold me accountable for this too, should come out by, I'm going to say June 1st. I'm going to try to make it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to do June 1st. I have one already written for the holiday. I was supposed to have the third book, actually was supposed to be a holiday book related to Christmas. However, a lot of things were going on and I didn't get to complete the book and have it out by Christmas time. So that'll come out this Christmas. But in any event, the story about the book, okay? In the house that I used to live in, we had peacocks. Okay, now I'm a city girl. I'm from the city, okay, and now I'm south. And when we saw peacocks and basically animals, mostly they were in the zoo, okay, and not standing right next to you. So when we first looked at the house, I was with the real estate agent and I saw these peacocks standing in front of the door. And I said to him, I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to go to work. And he laughed. He was like, why? I said, how am I going to get out of the house with those things standing there that big in front of the door? And he laughed. He thought it was so funny. It was okay. All right. As we lived there, okay, for years, The peacocks actually became our like honorary pets, I guess you would say. I fed them, and they seemed to be protective. You know, they would be on the roof. They would be outside, and when we would have, I'll say, events, you know, at the house, and people at the house, they would love to come there because they love to look at the peacocks. Also, and I probably didn't tell this part of the story previously, there was a lady that used to pull up to the house and she would be walking around picking up the feathers. Well, if you know anything about peacock feathers, they can, you know, cost. It depends on how many you need, but she got them for free, so it was okay. In the interim of all of this whole peacock thing, I gained a cat. Well, I was working 2 jobs. I came home at night and it was about 11 o'clock. My husband said to me, "Hey, come here. I got to show you something on the patio." Now, um, boys and men mostly, if it's 11 o'clock at night and they say, "Come out back and let me show you something," it's usually something creepy. Okay. So I was frightened. Nonetheless, I was like, okay, I'm just going to brave it. And I go behind him and I go out there, and there was this kitten. Now, I never had like pet. The most pet I had is fish. I love fish. Those are my heart. Okay. And I never thought to get a cat. Okay. Nothing against the cat people. Please don't come for me. Okay. However, okay, I was like, oh, this is a kitten. What am I going to do with this? Well, what happened was one of his fishing buddies, he said, was backing out of the yard, and he stopped short. He was like, "Oh man, I was about to hit your kitten." And he was like, "We don't have a kitten. Where did this kitten come from?" So he brought the kitten, you know, in the house on the patio. So needless to say, I fell in love with her, and she obviously became my pet. Now, she stayed on the patio, but however, she would like jump up. The patio was partly screened in, and partly had metal at the bottom, and at the top it was like screened in. And she would jump up there, she would look at the peacocks and all of that. The peacocks are actually the neighborhood's peacocks. And they actually lived behind us in another house. But because this man had all of these animals over there, peacocks and whatever else he had over there, and that's where the peacocks seemed to stay. So the kitten, as she's grown up, she would look out there and see the peacocks and everything else. However, they ruled the neighborhood. There were stray cats that would come around in this neighborhood, and when they would see the peacocks, they would just like slither around the fences of, you know, different houses, because the peacocks did not play. Okay, so they ruled. Anyway, the cat, you know, the cat, she would look, and, you know, she would look at the peacocks and stuff like that and just watch them. So after I moved there, believe it or not, is when I decided that, oh, it would be a great idea to write a book about them. So about their friendship, though we know they really didn't kind of like form a friendship in real life, but hey, we can dream. So I made this, created Palo and Kas from that. So I really miss the peacocks. I really do. But, you know, things change and all of that. And where I live now, I've probably been here some years, and I probably only seen 2, and I don't know why, because we're in more of a wildlife area now. But anyway, so that is where I got my idea from about the book. And my specific ideas about each story come from usually something that I see happening in life. The last journal that I published was about couples documenting their first year together, from holidays to birthdays and all of that. And I think previous to that, I wrote like basic journals, a couple of journals that you could just, write in, just something general that you can write in. After the book, the next entry into the children's series, and I will be introducing somebody else I think you might like, so please check it out. I probably will be doing some type of PDF things, have that in like a little package or whatever, something like that. So, stay tuned and check that out too. Also, this is going to be a shameless plug right now, but I have to do it. Those of you that are interested in crafts, please head over to my other channel, the ZRue Collective, and I'll have that in the notes. Please head over there. I'm trying to build that channel up to, I believe there's going to be some great things coming through there. So another journey of mine, in the crafty world. So please, please, please stop by, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. That's if you want. I believe in, I would love for you to do it, for me, and that's wonderful, but I want you to get some value out of it. That is our publishing talk for today. I hope you found something interesting. Remember, it is not about the perfection, but it is about progress. Until next time, happy publishing.